Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Nye. I spent a good bit of time last night, playing and kind of adjusting the island, trying to help bump up its valuation. And I accidentally hit 3 stars, and there was actually a cutscene that involved in that, so we're getting KK Slider today. Unfortunately, I'm not able to, replay that. But it was basically Isabel going, "Oh no, we're at 3 stars," and then the survey that we got was from, um, from KK directly. That was saying that he'd love to come play here. Nook calls KK saying, "Come here." Supposedly he's going to be here today. I'm assuming Isabel will tell us in about 15 seconds. Hello there, everyone. Right now in Isle Deckney, it's 2:06 p.m. on Saturday, April 4th, 2020. Now for today's announcements. We have a new friend on the island. Let's give a big Isle Deckney welcome to B. Okay, so you guys didn't see this, but B was a pain in the ass. In order to get her to move in, I had one house left that I could move her into. In order to get B in, I had to play that card game with her and guess the card and guess it correctly to get her to move in. I had to try it like 4 times, but she finally moved in. Makes me so happy to have a new friend on the island. Let's see. To wrap up today's broadcast, a very special announcement. The incredible, amazing musician KK Slider is here visiting Isle Deckney. Not only that, but Mr. Slider has graciously agreed to put on a special concert for everyone on the island. Stand by for a direct feed from the concert venue. I hope you all enjoy the show. Oh, okay. This is exciting. Hey, Isle Deckney, it's real groovy being here today. Feels like this dream I once had when I was just a scruffy pup with a shoebox guitar. I was dreaming of hitting out on my own, wandering wherever my road would take me. Dreaming of finding a magical place where cool cats like you would come together to see a stray like me. Sorry about that. I do run on. Time to get your fingers snapping. Right on. This one goes out to all you cool cats on Isle Deckney. I call it Welcome Horizons. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's the theme song. Oh, okay. It's the credit sequence. Okay. Uh, yeah, there was a article that I was reading recently that was talking about KK Slider. Um Talking about how weird his evolution is over the course of the games. Because if you take the games as uh a canonical. When did Animal Crossing 1 come out? Hold on. Because can't do anything right now. Might as well talk about this. So Animal Crossing 1 originally came out in 2001. So we're at 19 years. So if you take it as a canonical 19 years, which the games do kind of, suggest, uh, several of the characters actually do comment about, passings they've done. Isabel commented about, a past city that she helped run, which would be New Leaf. You gradually watch KK go from this very, basic, he's just a, backroom player. He plays in the rain at the not at the train station. So he doesn't, he's small time. In this game, he's actually a big time deal. Um, so you kind of get this slow growth, which is kind of hilarious when you think about people like Timmy and Tommy, because they have been effectively working for Tom Nook for 19 years, running his small and then bigger shops. So they're actually at least at the youngest, what, like 27? Assuming that a 7-year-old can run the shop. They're potentially dwarves. It's hard to say. Okay, so we actually had our KK Slider song there, which is cool. Thank you so much. Maybe I'll catch you next time. Awesome. Oh, hell. Hi, Tom. How are you doing? Hello, Nye. Did you enjoy KK's concert? It was wonderful, wasn't it? I'm overjoyed that we could get him to play here. It's a special thing for sure. As a commemorative gift, I have his song Welcome Horizons for you. Oh, nice. To listen to it, you'll need an item that can play music, and I do hope you enjoy it. I have plenty of items that play music. I have some big news, too. KK is apparently very fond of our island now. He's going to perform a show here every Saturday evening from now on. It really is amazing. Isle Deckney was once a deserted island, but now we can host important concerts. I'm so thankful to you and everyone else on this island. I guess my getaway package idea is a success. I hope Isle Deckney remains an enjoyable place to live for a long time to come. With your help, it will. Speaking of which, I developed a new app that should help you make the sound even more inviting. Let me send it to you now. Okay. Island Designer. Okay. The app I've just sent you is called Island Designer. It's a special app from Nook Inc. that gives residents the ability to take part in bold island development. At first, you'll only have permission to create paths, but you can use your miles to access more options, like different kinds of paths and permits for changing our cliffs and rivers. Once you get a taste of island design, I think you'll want more. I encourage you to obtain all the necessary permits. Yes, Isle Deckney has come a long way. I think I'll leave more and more of the future development of this island in the hands of its residents. I'm glad we had this talk, Nye. On behalf of Nook Inc., I'm excited about our continued partnership and your Isle Deckney plans. Oh, okay. So this should be the terraformer. Well, now that KK has performed, it's time to focus on making island life better and better. That means living each day to the fullest, doing things I like, and having lots of fun. That is true. So slight changes to... Okay, so we have the island designer here. This app helps you develop and shape the island through construction projects through Direct. You can redeem your Nook Miles at the Nook Stop for additional construction options and new path varieties. There's also a cleanup service in case you were doing construction work and find yourself stuck due to items such around you. For more information on what this cleanup service involves or on any of the other app features, please check the manual within the app. So go ahead, try your hand at this app, and start shaping your island to your own personal preferences. Okay, so start construction. Use the plus button to switch between different construction options. Please check the manual for info. Okay, so I'm assuming that's dirt path, grass, and I have no other options, so we'll have to go look at that another time. So how do I... Am I done building? Yeah, I'm done. So this is the terraforming that you can do, where you get to actually change the actual island. Speaking of changing the island, I did a bunch of work around the island yesterday. I put in and this is one of the reasons why we hit 3 stars. I put in a bunch of walls, so I kind of walled off this area. So now we have this kind of courtyard here. Apparently we now have that. What is we have news? April 12th happens to be Melba's birthday. I hope the festivities for this birthday becomes a cherished memory for all island residents. Fondly remember for all time. April 12th also happens to be Bunny Day. She's going to be overshadowed by that bunny bastard. That's terrible. Where is this? I hear it. I don't want it. Okay. I'm trying to see who is out and about right now. Oh, yoink. So I ended up putting in a lot of fencing. I had to make some adjustments to my fence. That's why my yard is a little bit smaller than it was yesterday. Because I wanted to make sure we had this path right here between my fence and the town hall fence. So we put that in. Yeah, adjusted where some things sit. Cut down a ton of trees. You don't even understand. You okay, Boone? Perfect timing. I've been thinking about moving out. I feel like I've been going through the motions lately. A big change could be just the challenge I need. Wherever I go, I'm going to start a new warrior-level training regimen. Oh, wow, I'm starting to get excited about moving. You can't go. I like you, Boone. How can I leave if you want me to stay? That settles it. I'm not moving. I could never leave a buddy like you behind. Thank you, Boone. I appreciate you. Hi, Rockolo. Here, have a thing. I don't know what I have in my inventory to give you, but... Yep, you get oval glasses. This is some old glasses. These are for folks who can't see real good, but some weirdos think they're just fashion accessories. I can't wait to try them on. Hey, looks kind of nice. How's it look? I really dig this color. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, hello. Okay, first of all, let's check our Nook miles, because we got Nook miles. Supposedly. Okay, KK Mania. KK supports our island with his groovy brand of folk rock, so we should support him. The more KK shows you attend, the more Nook miles you can earn. Nice. Fickle music lover. And true friends. 3 of 3. Friendship seeker. Yep. I have no idea what being friends does, but well-known partier, because I invited a lot of my friends over to play. Okay. God, there's still things that we haven't discovered yet. So yeah, I put up a fair amount of walls everywhere. Crafted a bit. I put up a let's see, this should be an actual balloon I care about. This one, yep. No, I don't have a slingshot. Damn it. What was I saying? I went and put up a fountain near the shops. I put up a well near the camping grounds. So just kind of in general did a bunch of work throughout the entirety of the island, which is awesome. So we're up to 3 stars. I have no idea really how we get to 5 stars, so I think we have to really... Oh, that's right, I did have a meteor shower last night. So I did, I'll have a couple of star pieces. Hello. I need to get rid of all these. All these extra do-it-yourselves. Fancy lily wreath. We do have our hippie outfit. I did make a cherry blossom purse that we're rocking right now. See, I ended up doing a lot of work. So now, I mean, like the game has said, I mean, now we just move at our own pace and basically do whatever we want. So less goals at this point. You know, I do want to hit 5 star. And then we'll talk about like catching everything and things like that. Series definitely not ending. In case you were curious, in case you guys actually enjoy watching these, I will not be stopping doing what I'm doing. But goals are going to be a little bit more fluid, because we have done all of the... Where'd this guy go? We've done all of the built-in stuff for the most part. So now it's just oh my god, there's so many peacocks. Come here. We're gonna have so many of these to give to Flick as soon as he shows up again. Oh no, come here. There we go. So yeah, we have a bunch of stuff to collect. I'll go ahead and let go of a citrus longhorn beetle. We have so much to collect, so much to do. So we'll be playing still for a little while. I am sorry I ruined your fishing chance, Pietro. I'm on my break. Okay, well. Wait, what? Oh, because I talked to friends. Okay. You want me to fish 5 times, but it's almost not worth it. I'm just gonna get freaking fish fruits. So we do have our fountain here. I'm curious if I can sell and get my slingshot fast enough. Okay, let's go ahead and sell. What can I sell to these guys? Citrus longhorn beetles, definitely. Clumps of weeds, probably get rid of a pink windflower plant. To be honest, that's all I want to sell right now. We'll go ahead and do that right now. I don't think we're gonna be able to get that balloon though. I'm still amazed that these guys haven't upgraded yet. With all the money I've pumped into this place so far... It's very weird. Okay, let's go running over here. Do we hear the balloon? No. Okay, we lost the balloon. That's fine. So I have plenty of fruit trees to grab at. Let's go ahead and grab our daily stuff. I need to go shove some stuff into my house, I think. Get some inventory space again. I wasn't sleeping, I was just visualizing a monster catch. Oh, okay. A bunch of my friends think Pietro is cursed because he is a clown. It's like don't be on my boy Pietro about that. That's not good. Okay. So, things that we have done. Let me go ahead and get rid of some simple wooden fencing. So things that we have done, I did, I love this song so much. This song is so good. Let's go ahead and put away brick fencing. I don't really need that right now. I did convert one of my rooms, so, actually, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. There we go. Do I have any other? No. That's not what I want to do. I want to do this. It's over here now. That's right. I adjusted where this was. Let's go ahead and register Welcome Horizons. Well, wait, right. So I did convert this room over here to the bunny room, mostly for the Happy Home Academy. If you have a themed room, the Happy Home Academy is more likely to give you more points, which means you get more rewards. So, I did convert that room into purely bunny room. Once I actually have more furniture, I'll be able to make the house a little better. The big problem that we're having right now is that I'm not really getting the things that I'm getting for the house are not useful. If you actually look at my inventory, I do have a lot of, like, I have a lot of chairs. I have a lot of standalone nonsense. What I don't have a lot of, however, is surfaces. I've got nowhere to put a thing that, like, should go down. I also have a bunch of doubles that I need to get rid of, so, I'm gonna have to start looking into giving those away. But I have a lot of things to put places, but, again, I don't really have, places to put them on. So, like, I have a lot of stuff for the kitchen, but I have no counters to put it on. So it's making life a little bit difficult. It's my inventory. I'm just gonna... We're gonna do that. Hold on, I gotta put some more stuff away. You'd think with 40 items available to me that my inventory would be not crap, but unfortunately it is crap. I need earth eggs. We only have a couple of things left to actually craft at this point, and then I can put the eggs away for good. We did get Sakura wood flooring, which is very pretty, so I can use that somewhere. Someone gave me a coffee grinder. As I said, I did a fair amount of crafting. So we do have a good amount of stuff. I don't know, what am I missing right now? I'm missing an axe. Right, I'm missing an axe because I used literally all of the stone to make the well and the fountain. There was nothing else to make. Okay, Nook mileage program. So here is, I forget what we got, but there it is. Okay, get some more miles because of that. Didn't the Happy Home Academy, wasn't that supposed to be a today thing? Maybe not. Okay. Phone box. Oh, that's right, I was going to go put a phone box in some random place. Denim pants. Pull-up bar stand. and KK Parade. I'll go ahead and put Parade away later. I know exactly where that pull-up bar stand needs to go, especially because we just convinced him he needs to stick around. There you go, Boone. You can now do pull-ups outside your house. I'm so nice. You okay? You look reflective, Renee. This is yours. What do I got? I got pants. Put some pants on. You're kind of creepy running around without them. Some denim pants. Awesome. Not sure if this is my kind of thing, but looks so cool. Maybe it's time for a change-up. So stoked you thought of me. Surprise gift exchange. Here, take some fishing waders. Oh, okay. Okay, apparently you will not wear pants. Right then. Not sure how I feel about this outfit. I'm going to go ahead and put my business suit coat back on. I'm going to be Inspector Clouseau for a while. I want to chat with you, Bruce. Every day I take a stroll around here, so I know this island better than most. Do you? Are you sure? You who've been here for 3 days? I hear visitor Hane has a secret identity. Yeah. Got a dog trying to roll around in my lap here. All right. You're not allowed to leave, Boone. I told you that. Did you want this? Yeah, here, have some fishing waders. So we're just going to end up, like, moving around. Oh, he'll actually put them on. Cool. Looks great. You really know my style. Here's something for you. A stellar jumpsuit. Okay, hold up. Hold up. That could be awesome. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but let's roll with it for a while. And that's not a balloon I care about. So what are we talking about today? I hear another one. There should be a balloon I actually care about rolling around. Yep, this one. Remember, every 5 minutes a balloon, like an actual balloon, comes out, not an egg balloon. And those are the balloons I actually care about. What did we get? Embroidered flower tights. Okay, hold up. Okay. And I think we can go with those for a while. Not that you really see them. I mean, does it even count if you don't see them? Okay. Let's go looking for fossils. Okay. I don't know. I'm actually having trouble thinking of a random topic that I want to talk about today. Usually what I would end up doing, like, so back in the day, I was doing Binding of Isaac episodes, and what I would do is I had a 30 to 45 minute drive home from work, and I was usually driving home in the middle of the night, so it'd be 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock when I was driving home. So because of that, there'd be no one on the roads. So I would just be kind of like freewheeling mentally, like no real thoughts going on, just kind of free association sort of deal. And whenever a thought came up that I'm like, hey, that would be a fun thing to monologue on, I would end up doing a note with Google, and it was email, and I would have this list of thoughts, and then if that thought was something I wanted to expound upon later, I had it. And if it wasn't, no big deal. It's not something I would really worry about. I don't really like the placement of this tree right now. In case you're curious, that is actually why I have the oranges on me. I've been maneuvering trees around to make them, to make things fit a little bit better, to make it a little bit easier for me to be able to see things I want to see. So, for example, being able to see a rock that I'm about to hit. So I used to use that as a effort to take notes, and that worked very well for a long time. But because I don't do those long drives anymore, there's not as much time for navel gazing as much. So I end up just kind of, going off just kind of whatever thoughts I have in my head as I. Boone is fascinated with the citrus long beetle. I just kind of go, navel gazing, and as I'm kind of getting ready to start up my episode for the day, it's just like whatever thought happens to pop into my head. I guess it's that kind of deer in headlights moment that a lot of people have. I never really have it when it comes to like public speaking and stuff like that, because I'm usually planning ahead. I kind of know what I want to talk about. It's not would you look at the curvature of the earth and with the fence over there? Wow. This world curves. I mean, yes, you see it you do see it with how the earth curves, as we go up and down and everything like that. But man, you really see it with that fence right there. Yeah, I never really have a problem with like the public speaking thing. So I usually have a topic prepared. I have notes. I've never much been one for really following notes religiously or following a speech religiously. So I always had whenever I was doing a speech or a something like that for a class, something like that, I had very, very basic notes on a note card. And to be honest with you, typically I didn't even read the freaking note card. I usually just kind of winged it because I knew the material. The notes that were on my note card, they were not really there to kind of remind me what to say as much, which it kind of feels like that's what people have note cards for, right? Is to remind them, this is the path of your speech. I just kind of winged it. Which I guess, depending on who you are, I guess that works. There are times that I should not have winged it. There are times that it did work out. It actually did work out with my dad's eulogy, where I did kind of wing it a little bit. I will tell you that my dad's death was an eye-opening part for me when it came to reporters. That was a big deal. Back when he died, it was a very big deal because my dad was a big. Now I wasn't even aware of this at the time when I was a kid, but my dad was a fairly big community figure. He was a doctor. He had his own private practice. He took care of a lot of patients. All of that tends to make you, a fairly large member of your community. But he also, did I already have that? I already know that one. So he was a pretty big member of the community. But in addition to that, he also did a lot of pro bono work. He took care of a lot of people. He helped a lot of people all around. So this meant the community knew him fairly well. And given that we were in a fairly large city in Colorado Springs, that meant a lot of people knew him fairly well. So I remember being called up. Keep in mind, I was like, 14, 15 at the time. I remember being called up by a reporter who wanted details about the ceremony we were going to hold for my dad, because, my dad didn't want to be buried. He wanted to be cremated, and his ashes spread, which we did. We absolutely followed his wishes on that. But so that's what he wanted. So when we had the ceremony, it wasn't really a casket. It was more of it was a lot more. Which butterfly is this? Oh, tiger. Okay. It was a lot more of that ceremony for the living sort of thing. You hear that a lot when people go that funerals are for the living. The dead are they've already moved on. They don't care. So, it was very much a ceremony for all of us to kind of reflect on his life and that we lost, and, try to find a little bit of happiness around it, which we did. It helped among other things, it helped reconnect me with my dad's side of the family, which I really value. But there was a reporter who wanted details on it, And I remember that the reporter talked to me, and there were a lot of questions, and I gave them a lot of details about what the ceremony would be, because it was going to be kind of an interesting ceremony. My dad was Jewish, my mom's Catholic, so this very much creates this kind of weird interaction with how exactly do you do, a funeral, right? Like, you have two completely different religions that handle this stuff in a fairly different manner, right? So how do you be respectful to all attendees? How do you be respectful to the beliefs of the grieving? And so the decision that was made for this ceremony was that we would have. All right then, that happened. The decision that was made was that we would have both a priest and a rabbi, and they would basically both take their turns. And each one would kind of speak and do their own section. They would kind of work together. Both of them were, both the gentlemen were very okay with this. I don't think this was as odd to them as it was to us in kind of concept. And I remember that was a big deal to me, is that, hey, we're going to take care of everybody. So the reporter was asking questions, and I was bringing up, hey, this is how we're doing things. This is what we're doing today. And they didn't report any of it. Their report was on me, which actually that's the part that really bothered me. The report was on me and how strong I was in the face of my dad's death. And it's like, no, that's not, no, don't do that. So they got some, and even then they got some important detail wrong. So I ended up calling them and saying, hey, by the way, this detail was pretty significantly off. You may want to look into that. It was a time or date thing having to do with the funeral. I was like, hey, this is wrong. You might want to look into this. So they ran another one on specifically the kids. And it's like, at the time, I was so confused. Why on earth are you running this report on us? And, nowadays I understand it was a human interest story. There's not as much, there's less people are going to buy the paper to look at the report on the fact that we have, two different religions running this, and more people are going to read on, what are the kids doing? How are the kids surviving? But I remember being very upset about that. Just the fact that what I thought was very important was exactly what the reporter was not reporting on. It was very weird, honestly, now that I think back on it. Both weird that I thought the reporter would listen to me and try and kind of report on the stuff that I thought was important. So, that was definitely weird. But also the fact that the reporter was actually reporting on this stuff in the first place. I mean, I guess it must have been a slow news day or something, or a slow news cycle, because honestly, this wasn't an obituary piece. Is I think one of the big salient points. The obit was already written, right? So I don't know what it was that they were, doing with whoops. Don't want to do that. I don't know what it was they were doing with this piece that they were writing. Let's go ahead and just drop that for a minute. As I said, it must have been a slow news day or something. Like, they had nothing else to write. So, hey, this is a name that a bunch of people know. Names sell newspapers. I imagine that was the discussion in the first place. Just names sell newspapers. And then it's like, well, this is a name that, a couple thousand people in our community know. They know who this person is. Let's go. I don't know. Am I off in thinking that that was not like the most appropriate way for the journalist to act? I don't know. I guess that's a question. Is what is the what is the morality that we're going to talk about with journalists in that sort of situation? You know, a newspaper is absolutely a business. It is their job at the end of the day to specifically sell newspapers. So what's the morality there? Like, at what point do you stop? And I know there's a lot of rags out that make up stories or embroider stories. Um, so naturally, when you know that there are these newspapers they specifically write stories to sell newspapers. I mean, again, it's a business, and we definitely understand that. Plesio skull, ankylotorso, nice. So when you consider from that perspective, like, yeah, they need to look for anything that will sell a newspaper. But I can't help but wonder: is there some type of journalistic ethic that we're looking for? Our catalog has grown, apparently. Legendary walking dictionary, nice. But I can't help but wonder. I took one or two journalism classes back when I was much, much younger. Oh, my dog. I took a couple journalism classes because I was curious about the profession. It didn't end up being something that I ultimately wanted to pursue. But I did take journalism classes to, figure out, okay, how do you write an article? How do you, how do you write these? I'm a very verbose writer. I like to be flowery and I like to be descriptive. Um, I like to elaborate. Very similar to how I talk. So if you listen to how I talk and how I go on and on, my stories loop back on themselves as I look back at this thing that I have to that I want to give more detail on, or some backstory, some supporting evidence, yada yada yada. If you guys have listened to me talk, you have heard me do this, and I'm planting that because I want this. So if you guys have heard me talk, you've heard me do this stuff, and when I write, I do the same thing. And the problem is that when you're talking about, an article, you don't want to do that. You don't want to write it in a manner that is long. Yes, you have column inches. Yes, you want to fill column inches, but you need to kind of get your information out as quickly as possible. And it needs to be, human interest. So it needs to have the details that catch the eye, and it needs to be stuff that will get the reader to turn to page 4 to continue to read the article. Now, I've never done much in the way of visual journalism, so CNN and Fox News, stuff like that. I've never done much in the way of visual journalism, so I have no idea how that translates over. I know there is some level of uniqueness when it comes to the visual style. But I have no idea what the changeover is in that case. It's appropriate we're talking about this in their studio lights over there. Let's sell. But not that. Is that everything? I think so. I just remember there was a lot of weird stuff that happened during that ceremony. But that was certainly one of them, that article. And I was very upset about it. Like, not angry, not sad, just that kind of baseline level of upset in that the world did not move today in the way I wanted it to, and I wish I knew why. What's up, Peanut? And this is like out of nowhere, but I want you to have my floating biotope planter. I already have one of these. Thing is, after I bought this, an amazing friend gave me the exact same thing. Yeah, me too. Happened here as well. What do I need? This is for you. Yeah. It's a floating biotope planter. Oh my gosh, is this a floating biotope planter? This looks totes familiar. Maybe, I think. Next time, I've low-key been wanting something like this for a while. She actually knows it's a re-gift. It's a school chair, and I hear you love those. It's amazing. It's amazing that she recognizes it. No, we have actually not met the new neighbor today. Let's go. We got to go talk to B. That's fantastic. I'm curious if you guys have dealt with anything like that. Have you ever been interviewed for a... Yeah, keep in mind, this was not a... I do need to clarify. The newspaper this interview was for was not a minor newspaper. It was not a small-time thing. This was a fairly major newspaper for a, you know, somewhat large city. So this wasn't a newspaper that was going to be bought like 100 times. Like this is a big deal. This is a gazette. This was a, you know, a thing that gets given out to a lot of people. A lot of people are going to read. But I'm curious, have you guys ever been interviewed for like a newspaper or something like that, or some largely published thing that's going to be given out to you know, to lots of people? There was actually a time in my life where my dad actually was getting interviewed a fair amount. Now this is again because he was kind of a fairly widely known doctor. So, you know, you can definitely rely on him to be able to tell people like, hey, here's the new flu. Yes, you need to get, you know, you need to get vaccinated. It's going to help you. It's going to help your children. You know, go do it. Every year or two, I think he had to do that interview. And we would stand nearby while he was interviewed doing that, looking, you know, here's the nice looking family. But I definitely remember him getting that. I got interviewed a couple of times for various things that I did. You know, this was definitely one of them. I was part of a couple competitions that, you know, they wanted a few words, a quick quote. I don't do quick quotes. I do long quotes. It definitely happened a couple times. It's a very surreal experience. I mean, it's basically like the camera, right? You know, when you're rolling on camera, when you have a mic in front of your face, people say stuff. They just let their lips start moving. They just start going. You know, you motor mouth because, you know, the camera, the microphone, depending on how used to you, like I'm more used to it than I used to be. But especially if I'm put on the spot, it can still get to me. But, you know, it's a black hole, you know? You look at it, it is this hungry void that needs to be filled. So you end up sitting there, you know, like, man, I gotta say something. Like, they're looking at me expectantly. They're looking for, you know, they asked me a question. I need to answer that question. I need to actually, you know, fill in this knowledge. Man, people get in trouble doing that. I have to imagine that's what happens to a lot of, like, the politicians, movie stars. The people who are in front of the cameras or, you know, in front of the reporters all the time, then you always hear about, what is this, the scandal, this thing that they said when it's unscripted. We were talking about unscripted natures of speeches, though, to get back to the original topic, because I like to wander. I always liked kind of meandering a little bit. And I remember I had this speech written out for my dad's, you know, for my dad's funeral, and I had it in front of me, and I didn't really end up, I followed it, but I wasn't really paying attention to the document I had prepared. I hit the points, and I hit them in kind of the rhythm that I set up. And keep in mind, it's a eulogy. Like, eulogies are certainly different from a standard, you know, speech, right? They're a little bit longer. You're reminiscing. You're telling stories. It's catharsis. Catharsis likes to move at its own pace. So it's not going to be a Ooh, this one's actually a legit balloon. Give me something good. There it is. What'd I get? A Becasab robe? But how do you pronounce that? Oh. Okay, hold up. Google, come to my aid. Wikipedia, come to my aid. I think this is... I'm seeing a lot of stuff from Central Asia. Like Uzbekistan and such like that in my pull-up here. But unfortunately, they're not really, I'm just saying Uzbek man's Bekasab robe. It's not really giving me a lot of useful information. A heavyweight, hand-woven, multicolored striped fabric, produced in vast quantities in Uzbekistan, woven with a silk warp and cotton weft. Surface was usually polished to a high sheen, characterized by a fine horizontal ribbing. I mean, the examples they have are very pretty. Not sure this goes well with the policeman's hat and the novelty glasses. But yeah, I guess it's part of the, the audience participation of today. Let me know how you guys handle I guess specifically public speaking. I need to go put some stuff away before I actually do my purchases for the day. But yeah, let me know how you guys do public speaking. Are you guys the type who, do you stick rigidly to notes? I know people who note card it, who have just the salient points. They just kind of fill in the rest. If I do follow a plan, and I often do, sometimes the plan is very mental. So like whenever I talk to you guys, if I have a topic in mind that I'm gonna go, I usually have kind of planned points that I want to hit, and I fill in around the rest. Same thing applies when I'm doing, and any type of public speaking or any type of planned speaking. Is I will have, I work like that. So very very similar idea for me is that I will have something in mind, and I will say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, in this manner. And then I will kind of hit the salient points. I need to go put that outside somewhere. But kind of apart from that, I kind of work at my own pace. I fill in time kind of the way I want to. So it ends up being a little bit of a different feel when I... Do I have a room that already has that record player? So, if I tell the same speech twice, it's not going to be the same. But I do know people who, okay, yeah, I do have 2 of this. We'll go ahead and give that away. Like I said, I don't give this, I wouldn't give the same speech twice. It would always be slightly different the second time. Because again, I'm not so much following the note cards in that same way. These are the same thing? These are. God, inventory. Let's see, school pants, business coat. I might go look at the outfits that I have and see if I can make any other outfit setups. What else can I pull out of here? Okay, that's the same thing. Do I have any other, like, I'm looking for actually duplicates, not just color duplicates. Like, not just the same thing with different colors, not palette swaps. Straight up duplicates. Damn you, pockets. Why must you be full? Let's see. Anything else I can put away? But yeah, I mean, I'll tell the same, story twice, and it'll be different in the telling. Not because I'm, necessarily, I'm not necessarily saying it differently, but there might be different stresses, depending on I very much cater to my audience, in a very large way. Oh yeah, we got a tarantula. I need to go put the tarantula and the jewel beetle are two things that I caught, as well as the giant water bug. But yeah, I caught those. We need to go donate those. Let's go do that now. But I'll definitely tell the speech a little bit differently. But I do know people who they don't do note cards. They will outright write the entirety of the speech on a piece of paper, or they'll print it out, and they will read straight off of it. Which, if you're a public official, for example, if you're someone giving out really important details that need to be gotten right, that's obviously the way to do it. You need to make sure you are telling the story exactly the way it should be told. But I'm kind of curious how you guys do it. If you guys are first of all, are you guys even into public speaking? I know that once you get out of school, for example, it's suddenly a very different world when it comes to something like public speaking. You very rarely do it. I'll still, as part of my job, because I am, consultant, because I am helping people work through their issues. It's not as much public speaking. I'm not getting on a, on a dais or something like that and speaking to the world. But as part of my job, I will still have to have, maybe a group of 10 people, and I'll still be talking to them and giving them information that they need to make decisions. So sometimes I'll have to do that. I want to give you guys stuff. Hello. Come here, pretty. So, there's still a little bit of public speaking things, but yeah, especially with then, and I'll run raids and stuff like that. But none of that stuff, those aren't, you don't have plans for that. What's up, Pietro? Let's chat. Going bugging, bug hunting, bug catching, bug gathering, whatever you call it. That look in your eye, like you're about to go on a bug catching frenzy. If I were a bug, I'd be backing slowly away. That's how good you are. Oh, boring. Stop talking about Bunny Day. I don't care about Bunny Day. I was doing my morning boulder lift. Chunky. And a stone egg popped out. Freaking boulder lifts, man. Let's go, we gotta go, okay, we gotta go figure out where's the new folks. So we have, I need to talk to Melba. And I talk to B. B's all the way over there. Okay. Let's talk to Melba first, though. So I am curious how you guys do speeches, or public speaking. Do you, or even how you did in the past? Were you very notes-oriented? Did you actually have the speech completely written out? Did you just have an outline? Did you just do note cards? Did you do nothing at all? I have done the nothing at all speech before. Oh, Melba, your house is kind of full. What are you making? Crafting a wooden block bed. Sure, I'll take the thing for the wooden block bed. Yeah, your house is getting a little bit full, Melba. That's this one? No. That one. Melba, I'd like to give you something. Can you take something from me? Do you want this? What do we want to give to Melba? Let's give Melba the butterfly shades. You're really giving me some butterfly shades? Let's see what I look like in these. Yeah! Thanks, I love how I feel in this. I have something here for you. A fortune-telling set. Oh, cool. I wonder what's actually in there. Okay. We'll be back. We'll be back in a week or so, Melba, to give you an actual birthday gift. I may already have it for you. Who knows? But I'm also curious, have you guys ever, so in addition to the publishing thing, have you ever gotten interviewed? Did it go the way you thought it would? Did they publish the interview the way that you thought it would be published? That's always the big thing, right? You wanna read the published thing before they actually publish it. They always say no, but you always ask. I'm curious if it actually turned out the way you wanted it to. That's some interesting wallpaper. Guess what, Nye? Talking to you the other day convinced me to move here. I need to spend today unpacking, but I'd love to get together soon. Okay, well, I will talk to you tomorrow. Later, B. I'm also curious, it tends to be a bit of a sadder conversation, but depending on how you look at it, it could potentially be a happy thing. It depends on if it was more, if it was more of a funeral or a wake. But have you guys ever been to one of those services? Some people have never had a funeral or a wake or a, ceremony in their life. Welcome to the chill zone. It's where I hang out and we'll chill. Let's chat. The magic of Bunny Day. Soft breezes caressing one's face, plenty of sweet treats to snack on, hitting eggs out of coconut trees. Okay, well, later. Okay, let's go check out. We still have some shopping to do. Probably not going to spend too much of the shopping actually on screen, but let's see what we can buy, and then I will, I'll do the rest offline, because I've spent a lot of time just kind of wandering around doing stuff today. Okay. Hey, Mabel. Look, I've got something very important to do. Hold on. How's it going, Sable? Hey, I'm kind of stoned into my machine right now. Sorry I can't chat, but thanks for stopping by. She's getting more pleased to see us every day. Okay. We're not going to bug her any more than I already have. Okay. So what do we have? So we have an anorak jacket. Okay. Apron. Heavy-duty shirt. Kids smock. Give me a bomber-style jacket. Jockey uniform. Marble print dress. Ooh, there's a tiara. A mummy mask. Oh, we gotta have one of those, right? Anything else particularly interesting? I mean, I think we... Ooh, tortoise specs. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Okay, well, I think we absolutely have to have a tiara. You guys like the gold, the silver, or the what is that, a rose gold, you think? I'm thinking we go with the rose gold. Let's grab a blue marble print dress. Oh, okay, it is actually a dress, so you can't get anything else. Okay. Do we want anything else to go? Ooh. I actually have some socks like these. Boots. These are effectively Uggs. Or do I want the slip-on sandals? Which are effectively Crocs. I guess we're gonna go with this. Yeah, I wanna wear what I picked out. Yep. Nice. Yeah, looking sharp. That's exactly right. Oh, this has to come home with me. Yes, I want to buy that. Okay. Gotta check. I think a friend of mine was looking for a tiara, so I'll reach out to see. But yeah, I'm kind of curious. Like, as a kid, I always thought that like death was a terrible thing, but as you get older, it becomes more of a fact of life to begin with, but also it becomes, especially when you see people who their death is not a surprise, and it's also not when it's coming, right? And it becomes less of a look how much time they've lost, and it becomes more of a, I'm glad they're no longer suffering kind of death. It becomes a decidedly different feeling. So I've become more of the type who, I would certainly, I certainly think that a wake is more not realistic, not like, not functionally better, but like I prefer a wake. I see it a lot in books, and I think that books are a little more idealistic about it, but the celebration of life as opposed to the sadness of death. I think I actually still need another cardboard box to build the last cardboard things. But I do like that about the concept of Awake, in that, again, it's very much the celebration of life. Okay, so what do we have? So we have a waterscaping permit, we have a cliff construction permit, arch tile path, brick path, dark dirt, sand, stone, terracotta, wooden path, custom design path, and then fences and all the other stuff that we could potentially buy. Okay, so I'm thinking... Let's grab the waterscaping permit. This will actually allow us to customize water areas, so I can kind of change how like rivers and such go, which could be useful. I'd really like to have a better river up on the cliff. And then let's grab another path. I'd like to be able to I'm kind of thinking arch tile, or do I want... I'm going to grab the stone, because I want to build, like, a plaza in front of the shops. So we'll look at that. Okay, so, again, guys, let me know how public speaking worked for you. Have you, dealt with a funeral before, or a wake, a remembrance ceremony, and how you felt about it? And then also, really, what do you prefer? Do you prefer a, oh my, it's sad they died? Or do you prefer to look more at a... Okay, we're still at a 3-star rating. Let's see, who are we talking about today? It's been growing real nice, like a big tree. It's being plenty of love and care. I'll be visiting a lot, trying to copy its secret sauce for success for my artist collective. Okay. People responded positively to our island scenery. Always room for improvement. Okay, so we need more scenery. More decoration. Okay. Well, we'll work on that. But yeah, let me know about that stuff, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.